Bandeham Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurikam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwaguruncha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noi Bija Pradam Devam Devyatanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Shailanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nadim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And this is Adi-lila, chapter 5, the glories of Sri Nityananda Balaram. Bande Nantad Bhutaishwaryam Sri Nityanandam Ishwaram Yasyechaya Tad Swarupam Aggenapi Nirupyate. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Sri Advaita Charya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A Sat Shloke Kohila Krishna Chaitanya Mahima Pancha Shloke Kohenityananda Tattvasima. I have described the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya in 6 verses. Now in 5 verses I shall describe the glory of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tahara Dvatiya Deho Sri Balaram. Sri Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the primeval Lord, the original form of Godhead. And his first expansion is Sri Balaram. The Lord can expand himself in innumerable forms. The forms that have unlimited potency are called Shvamsa, and forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called Vibhinamsha. So Shvamsa and Vibhinamsha. Ekai Swarup Dohe Bina Matrakai Adya Kaya Vyuha Krishna Lila Rasahai. These two are one and the same identity. Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. They differ only, Krishna and Balaram, pardon me. These two are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. Sri Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's divine pastimes. Say Krishna Navadipe Sri Chaitanya Chandra, say Balaram Sange Sri Nityananda. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadip as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram appeared with him as Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Shankarshana Karana Toya Shayi Garbhoda Shayi Cha Payobdi Shayi Seshascha Yashyam Sakala Sanitya Nandakya Rama Sharanam Mamastu Shankarshana Karana Toya Shai Garbhoda Shai Cha Payobdi Shai Seshascha Yashyam Sakala Sanityanandakya Rama Sharanam Mamastu. May Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Seshanaga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. Sri Swarup Damodar has recorded this verse in his diary to offer his respectful obeisances to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. This verse also appears as the 7th of the first 14 verses of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it's part of the Mangala Charanam. So, 7th verse. Sri Balaram Gosai Mula Shankarshan Pancharupa Dori Koran Krishnara Sevan. Lord Balaram is the original Shankarshana. He assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna. So that Balaram is the original Shankarshan. He assumes 5 other forms to serve Krishna. Apane Korana Krishna Lila Rasahai Shrishti Lila Karya Kore Dore Charikai. He himself helps in the pastimes of Krishna, and he does the work of creation in 4 other forms. Shrishti Adika Seva Tara Agyara Palan Sesharupe Kore Krishner Bibida Sevan. He executes the orders of Sri Krishna in the work of creation, and in the form of Sesha, he serves Krishna in various ways. According to expert opinion, Balaram, as the chief of the original quadruple forms, is also the original Shankarshan. Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, expands himself in 5 forms: Mahashankarshan, Karanabdishayi, Garbhodakshayi, Shirodakshayi, and Sesha. These 5 plenary portions are responsible for both the spiritual and material cosmic manifestations. In these 5 forms, Sri Balaram assists Krishna in his activities. The first 4 of these forms are responsible for the cosmic manifestations, whereas Sesha is responsible for personal service to the Lord. Sesha is called Ananta, or unlimited, because he assists the personality of God in his unlimited expansions by performing an unlimited variety of services. Sri Balaram is the servitor Godhead who serves Lord Krishna in all affairs of existence and knowledge. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the same servitor Godhead Balaram, performs the same service to Lord Gauranga by constant association. So we remember in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is very dedicated to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, often calls him Ananta. Okay. Sarvarupe Ashwadaye Krishna Sevananda Se Balarama Gora Sanganityananda. In all the forms, he tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. That same Balaram is Lord Nityananda, the companion of Lord Gaurasundar. Saptama Shlokarartha Korechari Shloke Jate Nityananda Tattvajani Sarvaloke. I have explained the 7th verse in 4 subsequent verses. By these verses, all the world can know the truth about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Mayatite Vyapi Vaikunta Loke Purnaishvarye Sri Chaturvyuha Madhye Rupam Yashodbhati Shankar Shanakyam Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Shankarshana in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. Prakritira para para vyomanamidam Krishna vigraha jaiche vibhuti ade gunavan. Beyond the material nature lies the realm known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Like Krishna himself, it possesses all transcendental attributes, such as the 6 opulences. Sarvangananta vibhu vaikuntadidam Krishna Krishna avatara tahai vishram. That Vaikuntha region is all-pervading, infinite, and supreme. It is the residence of Lord Krishna and his incarnations. So, see in the beginning of Mangalacharan, the explanation of the Mangalacharan, that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is very careful in presenting what Srila Sridharmar's termed the ontology, the understanding so many of Mahaprabhu's divine incarnations who comes with him. And we hear about their information about their about their identity. And that explanation is very essential, because later when the pastimes are happening, then you can understand what is actually going on. So that's one of the things that's very prominent in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the explanation in these initial chapters. Some explanation, the external reason for Mahaprabhu's descent, the internal reasons, then the 5 chapters dedicated to explaining Sri Nityananda Balaram, then some explanation of Gadadhar, and also, of Advaita Acharya, some explanation of Advaita Acharya, explanation of Gadadhar after that, Panchatattva. So, Taharu pare bhage Krishna loka khyati Dharka mathura gokula tri bidat vastiti. In the highest region of that spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Loka. It has 3 divisions, Dharka, Mathura, and Gokula. So as you're reading, if there's any point you want to make, you can do so. Sarvopari Shri Gokula Braja Lokadam Shri Goloka Sedadvipa Vrindavananam. Shri Gokula, the highest of all, is also called Braja, Goloka, Sedadvip, and Vrindavan. Sarvagananta Vibhu Krishna Tanusam Upariyado Vyapi Jache Nahikaniyam. Like the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, Gokula is all-pervading, infinite, and supreme. It expands both above and below without any restriction. Srila Jiva Goswami, the great authority and philosopher in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has discussed the abode of Krishna in his Krishna Sandarbha. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord refers to my abode. Srila Jiva Goswami, examining the nature of Krishna's abode, refers to the Skanda Purana, which states, Yayata bhuvi vartante puryo bhagavata priya tastata shanti vaikunte tatta lilartam adrita. The abode of Godhead in the material world, the abodes of Godhead in the material world, such as Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula, are facsimiles representing the abodes of Godhead in the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha-dham. The unlimited spiritual atmosphere of that Vaikuntha-dham is far above and beyond the material cosmos. This is confirmed in the Swayambhuva Tantra, in a discussion between Lord Shiva and Parvati regarding the effect of chanting the mantra of 14 syllables. There it is stated, Nanakalpa Latakirnam Vaikuntam Vyapakam Smarit Ada Samyam Gunanam Cha Prakriti Sarvakaranam. While chanting the mantra, one should always remember the spiritual world, which is very expansive and full of desire trees that can yield anything one desires. Below the Vaikuntha region is the potential material energy which causes the material manifestation. The places of the pastimes of Krishna, such as Dwarka, Mathura, and Vrindavan, eternally and independently exist in Krishna Loka. They are the actual abodes of Lord Krishna, and there is no doubt that they are situated above the material and cosmic manifestation. The abode known as Vrindavan or Gokula is also known as Goloka. The Brahma Samhita states that Gokula, the highest region of the kingdom of God, resembles a lotus flower with thousands of petals. The outer portion of that lotus-like planet is a square place known as Svetadvip. In the inner portion of Gokula, there is an elaborate arrangement for Sri Krishna's residence with his eternal associates, such as Nanda and Yashoda. That original abode exists by the energy of Sri Baladev, who is the original whole of Sesha or Ananta. The Tantras also confirm this description by stating that the abode of Sri Anantadev, a plenary portion of Baladev, is called the kingdom of God. Vrindavana Dham is the innermost abode within the quadrangular realm of Svetadvip, which lies outside of the boundary of Gokula Vrindavan. According to Jiva Goswami, Vaikuntha is also called Brahmaloka. The Narada Pancharatra, in a statement concerning the mystery of Vijay, describes Sat Sarvopari Goloke Tatra Lako Parisvayam Viharet Paramanandi Govindo Tulanayaka. The predominator of the gopis, Govinda, the principal deity of Gokula, always enjoys himself in a place called Goloka, in the topmost part of the spiritual sky. From the authoritative evidence cited by Sri Jiva Goswami, we may conclude that Krishna Loka is the supreme planet in the spiritual sky, which is far beyond the material cosmos. For the enjoyment of transcendental varieties, the pastimes of Krishna there have three divisions, and these pastimes are performed in the three abodes, Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula. When Krishna descends to this universe, he enjoys the pastimes in places of the same name. These places on earth are non-different from those original abodes, for they are facsimiles of those original holy places in the transcendental world. They are as good as Sri Krishna himself and are equally worshipable. Lord Chaitanya declared that Lord Krishna, who presents himself as the son of the king of Braj, is worshipable, and that Vrindavan Dham is equally worshipable. So just as when Krishna descends, brings a whole entourage. There are elder personalities who descend before him, naturally, because they appear first. And those are, his teachers, his parents, and many things happen, all right? Teachers meaning gurus. And his parents, and many things, many senior Vaishnavas, they appear before Mahaprabhu. But here is also explaining how the whole abode of the spiritual realm that also descends, that also appears within this earth. So what is Goloka appears as Gokula. All these different places are, and they're beyond that, there are also other spiritual realms that appear in this material world. That there are special places like Puri, and so many other abodes are also descending. So that information given here. Brahmande prakashatara krishnera ichai ekai swarupatara nahi duikai. That abode is manifested within the material world by the will of Lord Krishna. It is identical to that original Gokula. They are not two different bodies. then just as there are nam-aparadhs which we are to avoid, and there are seva-aparadhs which we are to avoid, then there are also dham-aparadhs that one should avoid. And so there's a proper vision of the dham, and it's just not what you're seeing necessarily with your eyes. So, just as Srila Govinda Maharaj said, when he comes before the deity, prays to the Lord, "My dear Lord, I'm here for your service, please see me." Not that, not that we're actually seeing reality or seeing transcendence, however you want to phrase it. And we heard once that when someone was with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and an arti was beginning, that person left to go to the arti. And then after the arti came back to Srila Saraswati Thakur and he asked, "Well, what did you see?" And they described by external vision what they saw of the arti. And then Srila Saraswati Thakur said, "Eye exercise." So the idea is what is our vision of divinity? What is our vision of the Holy Dham? We see it as, Govinda Maharaj would talk that for many devotees, Vrindavan is Loi Bazaar, which is the main selling place where people go to buy beads or cloth or whatever. But that's not actually a vision of reality. Chintamani bhumi kalpa vrikamaya ban charma chakke dike tare prapancherasam. The land there is touchstone, Chintamani, and the forest abound with desire trees. Material eyes see it as an ordinary place. Premanetri deke tara swarupa prakash gopa gopi sangeja krishnara bilas. So here, that last line. Material eyes see it as an ordinary place. This is just a parenthetical remark, let's say. But when I go to Vrindavan, I see that so many people are there, and devotees, everyone, they're seeing it as a place of, like a party mood almost exists when they're in Vrindavan. And I don't know, I'm not saying this is a proper mentality, but when I go to Vrindavan, I'm there with a certain amount of trepidation. I'm just considering, like, I'm really, so to speak, I'm really over my head in this. But when I go to Navadip, I don't feel that. I feel like differently. Because I don't want to go into the Holy Dham with a mood of enjoyment. I don't want to do that. And I see that sometimes I feel that exists in Vrindavan. Well, there we go to the parikramas, or at least go to the temples of the Goswamis and do some worship and everything. And when I was there once with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and Srila Govinda Maharaj said, "Now I've come to Vrindavan, I have to do some austerities." And this was a happy moment for me, because he said, "Now I have to do some austerities." And I said, I said to Govinda Maharaj more politely, I said, "What are you talking about, Gurudev? You're the person who comes to the holy place and purifies the holy place. It's not that you have to do austerities when you come to Vrindavan. You're one of those divine, eternal residents of the Dham, and you purify everyone who comes in contact with you." And then he said, "Oh, you see that way because you're a disciple." That's what he told. So I was happy that he called me a disciple. Premanetre dekitara swarupa prakash gopa gopi sange jaha krishnara vilas. But with the eyes of love of Godhead, one can see its real identity as the place where Krishna performs his pastimes with the cowherd boys and cowherd girls. There, Krishna is engaged with the cowherd boys and cowherd girls, and in their activities and maintaining themselves with dairy products. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vriksha lakshavriteshu surabir abhipalayantam lakmi sahasra shata sambrama samyamanam Govindamati Parusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees or desire trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. Okay. Mathura Darakaya Nija Rupa Prakashya Nana Rupe Vilashaye Chatur Vyuha Hoya. Lord Krishna manifests his own form in Mathura and Dwarka. He enjoys pastimes in various ways by expanding into the quadruple forms. So he manifests his own form, but it is also said that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. But he manifests his form there. Vasudeva Shankarshana Pradyumnani Ruda Sarvachatur Vyuham Shri Turiya Vishuddha. Vasudeva Shankarshan Pradyumnani Ruda are the primary quadruple forms from which all other quadruple forms are manifested. They are all purely transcendental. So all this is related with Sri Balaram. And Balaram is, as we heard, non-different from Nityananda Prabhu. 18 Loke Krishna, Kevala Lila Moy, Nijagana Loya Kele, Ananta Samoy. Only in these three places, Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula, does the all-sporting Lord Krishna perform his endless pastimes with his personal associates. Oh, Krishna is showing himself in those places. But we also hear that when Krishna shows himself and he's killing demons and everything, that's also done through an expansion through him of Vasudeva. Paravyoma Madhye Kore Swarupa Prakash Narayana Rupe Koran Bibida Bilas. In the Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual sky, the Lord manifests his identity as Narayan and performs pastimes in various ways. Swarup Vigraha Krishnara Kevala Duiba Swarupa Vigraha Krishnara Kevala Duiba Bhuja Narayana Rupe Se Tanu Chatur Bhuja Shankha Chakra Gata Padma Mahaishwarya Moy Shri Bhu Nila Shakti Jara Charana Savoy. Krishna's own form has only two hands, but in the form of Lord Narayan he has four hands. Lord Narayan holds a conch-shell disc club and lotus flower, and he is full of great opulence. The Shri Bhu and Nila energies serve at his lotus feet. Jajapi Kevalatara Koila Matradharma Tatapi Jivere Kripa Kore Ek Karma. Although his pastimes are his only characteristic function, by his causeless mercy he performs one activity for the fallen souls. Okay. Although his pastimes are his only characteristic functions, by his causeless mercy he performs one activity for the fallen souls. Salokya Sarupya Sharsti Sarup Sarupya Prakar, Chari Mukti Diya Kore Jivara Nishtar. He delivers the fallen entities by offering them the four kinds of liberation: Salokya, Samipya, Sharshti, and Sarupya. There are two kinds of liberated souls: those who are liberated by the favor of the Lord and those who are liberated by their own effort. So, the favor of the Lord will be Krishna Kripa, right? And those who are liberated by their own effort, what's the terminology there?
By sadhana.
Okay. But does it give a terminology for them? We hear Krishna Kripa, Guru Kripa, and okay. There are two kinds of liberated souls: those who are liberated by the favor of the Lord and those who are liberated by their own effort. One who gets liberation by his own effort is called an impersonalist, okay. And he merges into the glaring effulgence of the Lord, the Brahmajyoti. So we're not looking for that word anymore. There are two kinds of liberated souls: those who are liberated by the favor of the Lord and those who are liberated by their own effort. One who gets liberation by his own effort is called an impersonalist, and he merges into the glaring effulgence of the Lord, the Brahmajyoti. And that's not included in these four kinds of liberation mentioned. Merging into the existence of the Lord is not one of these: Salokya, Samipya, Sharshti, and Sarupya. But devotees of the Lord who qualify themselves for liberation by devotional service are offered four kinds of liberation, namely Salokya, status equal to that of the Lord. Well, Salokya, living on the planet of the Lord. Samipya, constant association of the Lord. Sharshti, opulence equal to that of the Lord. And Sarupya, features like those of the Lord. Okay, four hands, etc. Brahma Sayuja Muktera Tahana Higati Vaikuntha Bahire Hoita Shabarashtiti. Those who attain Brahma Sayuja liberation cannot gain entrance into Vaikuntha. Their residence is outside the Vaikuntha planets.
So those four qualities is just for devotees. We can.
Yes, those four kinds of liberation are offered. Although devotees don't want liberation, but that's... Those who are going to go... Srila Sridhar Maharaj talks about the falling down to Vaikuntha. Well, these are Vaikuntha liberations, mostly. Okay. What was the...
I'm not finding it. This is on verse 30, right?
No, when I asked you, yeah, verse 30. It's not in the purport? Well, I think what's happening here is Srila Prabhupada is distinguishing this liberation from what the impersonalists get. And maybe that's not in the original purport, but maybe that's one of his points of emphasis. Vaikuntha Bahire Jyotirmoy Manda Krishnara Angera Prabha Parama Ujwa. Outside the Vaikuntha planets is the atmosphere of the glowing effulgence, which consists of the supremely bright rays of the body of Lord Krishna. So that, we're talking about the Brahmajyoti there. Siddhaloknam taram prakritiras par chit swarupa tahanahi chit shakti vikar. That region is called Siddhalok, and it is beyond the material nature. Its essence is spiritual, but it does not have spiritual varieties. So that is impersonal realm, Siddhalok. Surya Mandala Jena Bahire Nirbisesh Bitare Suryara Rata Ari Sabisesh. It is like the homogeneous effulgence around the sun, but inside the sun are the chariots, horses, and other opulences of the sun god. Kamadveshad Bayat Snehad Yata Bhakyeshvare Mana Aveshatad Agam Hitva Bahavas Tad Gatim Gata. As through devotion to the Lord one can attain his abode, many have attained that goal by abandoning their sinful activities and absorbing their minds in the Lord through lust, envy, fear, or affection. So, impersonalists, how did they get it? Through lust, envy, fear, or affection? Because they begin in this way, either lust, even like envious of the Lord or fearful or some form of affection. They begin to develop some consciousness of their relationship with this, with the Lord, but they're going in an impersonal direction. But as the powerful sun by its glowing rays can purify all kinds of impurities, so the all spiritual personality of God can purify all material qualities in a person he attracts. Even if one is attracted by Godhead in the mode of material lust, such attraction is converted into spiritual love of Godhead by his grace. Similarly, if one is related to the Lord in fear and animosity, he also becomes purified by the spiritual attraction of the Lord. Although God is great and the living entity small, they're spiritual individuals, and therefore as soon as there is a reciprocal exchange by the living entity's free will, at once the great spiritual being attracts the small living entity, thus freeing him from all material bondage. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I remember when Prabhupada in Mayapur, he opened a Bank of India at the Sri Chaitanya, at the Mayapur Chandradoya Mandir. And when and they had bank managers that came there for the opening. It was like a big affair. And when they were doing that, Prabhupada told this curious story. He said, once there was a poor man who went into the bank and he puts what little money he there, put it on the ledge there in front of the teller. And they asked, "What are you doing?" And that poor man said, "I have heard that money attracts money. So I am putting my money here so that it will attract all your money." But then there was some movement, and that poor man's what little money he had fell into the teller's drawer. and then the teller said, "Yes, money attracts money, but my greater money has attracted your little money."
Poor guy.
living people started.
What was what was the meaning of the story?
Well, I don't know, but it was. He said it as a joke, but we're talking about as through devotion to the Lord one can attain his abode. Many have attained the goal by abandoning their sinful activities and absorbing their minds in the Lord through lust, envy, fear, or affection. And they become drawn in like the poor man's little money was drawn in. I mean, it's a little, not exactly a correlation, but it was a story I remembered. It was comical. Yad arinam priyanam cha prapyam ekam ivoditam tad brahma krishnayor aikyad Kiranarko Pamajusho. Where it has been stated that the Lord's enemies and devotees attain the same destination, this refers to the ultimate oneness of Brahman and Lord Krishna. This may be understood by the analogy of the sun and the sunshine, in which Brahman is like the sunshine and Krishna himself is like the sun. So that attain one's to enter into the eternal service of the Lord in his association, that is far different than merging into the Lord's effulgence. So where it has been stated that the Lord's enemies and devotees attain the same destination, this refers to the ultimate oneness of Brahman and Lord Krishna. This may be understood by the analogy of the sun and the sunshine, in which Brahman is like the sunshine and Krishna himself is like the sun. Taiche paravyome nana chit shakti vilas nirvisesha jyotir bimba bahire prakash. Thus, in the spiritual sky, there are varieties of pastimes within the spiritual energy. Outside the Vaikuntha planets appears the impersonal reflection of light. Nirvisesh brahmase kevala jyotirmoy sayujera adhikare tahapayaloy. That impersonal Brahman effulgence consists only of the effulgent rays of the Lord. Those fit for Sayuja liberation merge into that effulgence. Siddhalokas tu tamasa paritatra vasantihi siddha brahma sukhe magna daityas cha harina hata. Beyond the region of ignorance, the material cosmic manifestation, lies the realm of Siddhaloka. The Siddhas reside there, absorbed in the bliss of Brahman. Demons killed by the Lord also attain that realm. So then we can understand that as the verse states, Vedanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yads gyanamadvayam brahmiti paramatmiti bhagavaniti shabhyate. There is some relation of the Brahman effulgence. It is spiritual, but to say that the attainment of the demons were killed by the Lord by attaining that impersonal realm, to think that that is equal to that destination of the devotees, it is only in a very general meaning of that both are within the spiritual, included within this, we'll say the spiritual relationship with the Lord, but there's certainly a huge difference in the destination of those demons killed by the Lord and those devotees who are in the personal association and service of the Lord. Se parabhyome narayanera charipashe daruka chatur bhyuha ditiya prakashe. In that spiritual sky on the four sides of Narayan are the second expansions of the quadruple expansions of Dwarka. Vasudeva Shankarshana Pradyumna Aniruddha Dvitiya Chaturbhyuha Eturiya Vishuddha. Vasudeva Shankarshan Pradyumna and Aniruddha constitute this second quadruple. They are purely transcendental. So there are two Chaturvyuhas, then and there's a long explanation here of this. Tahaje Ramera Rup Mahashankarshan Chitchakti Ashrayati Ho Karanera Karan. There in the spiritual sky, the personal feature of Balaram called Mahashankarshan is the shelter of the spiritual energy. He is the primary cause, the cause of all causes. Chit-shakti vilase shuddha sattvanam shuddha sattvan moejata vaikuntharidam One variety of the pastimes of the spiritual energy is described as pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. It comprises all the abodes of Vaikuntha. So that Vishuddha Sattva is not the same as when the modes of material nature are mentioned. They'll mention Sattva Gun, but Vishuddha Sattva is different than Sattva Gun. Sattva Gun, maybe somebody is in goodness sometimes, and then other times they're in ignorance or passion. Those different mixtures happen. But this is one variety of the pastimes of the spiritual energy is described as pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva, and comprises all the abodes of Vaikuntha. There's not the mixture of the modes of material nature. This is Vishuddha Sattva, and is divine goodness. Pardon me. Shad Vidaishvaryataha Sakala Chinmoy Shankar Shanera Vibhute Sab Janiya Nischoy. The 6 attributes are all spiritual. Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Shankarshan. The 6 attributes are all spiritual. Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Shankarshan. Those okay. The 6 opulences. What is it? Beauty, wealth, intelligence, power, beauty, wealth, intelligence, power, knowledge, renunciation. 6 opulences. The 6 attributes are all spiritual. Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Shankarshan. Jivanam tadastakya ek shakti hoy mahashankarshana sabjivara ashray. There is one marginal potency known as the jiva. Mahashankarshan is the shelter of all jivas. There is one marginal potency known as the jiva. Mahashankarshan is the shelter of all jivas. Jahoite Vishvotpade Jahate Praloy Sab Purushera Shankarshana Samashroy. Shankarshana is the original shelter of the Purushas, from whom this world is created and in whom it is dissolved. Shankarshana is the original shelter of the Purushas, from whom this world is created and in whom it is dissolved. Sarvaishvarya Sarvadbhuta Ishvarya Par Ananta Kohite Nare Mahima Jahara. He, Shankarshan, is the shelter of everything. He is wonderful in every respect, and his opulences are infinite. Even Ananta cannot describe his glory. Turiya Vishuddha Sattva Shankarshananam Tiho Jaramsha Se Nityanandaram. That Shankarshan who is transcendental pure goodness is a partial expansion of Nityananda Balaram. Ashtama Shlokar Koila Sankepe Vivaran Navama Shlokar Arta Shunadiyaman. I have briefly explained the 8th verse. Now please listen with attention as I explain the 9th verse. Navama Shlokararta Shunadiyaman. So, Govinda Maharaj would you sometimes tell us, please listen with minorly attention, he would say, which means the attention of your mind. With all your attention. So tomorrow we'll continue with this, with the 8th verse. I'll just read that 8th verse, and tomorrow we'll continue with its explanation. Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayanga Shete Sakshad Karanao pardon me, Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayanga Shete Shakshad Karanam Bodhi Madhye Yashai Kamsha Sri Bhumanadi Devas Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karna Dakashayi Vishnu, lying on the Karna ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes, and sometimes called Mahavishnu. Karna Dakashayi Vishnu. Karna Dakashayi Vishnu. Okay. Do you have any comment? We've already made more than enough comments. I was thinking of Prema Vaivarta when Rupa Goswami asked Jagadananda Pandit, what is the structure? What are you? How's it go? How is it that Rupa Goswami? What does he ask Jagadananda Pandit? And when?
Sanatana Goswami.
Oh, Sanatana Goswami. I thought it was Rupa Goswami, but Sanatana Goswami. Okay, he asked Jagadananda Pandit, what? Can you say what he asked him? He asked,
should I go back to Vrindavan? Should I stay here with Mahaprabhu?
No, I was thinking I thought it was Rupa Goswami. He asked Jagadananda Pandit, well, what is your format and structure for your Prema Vaivarta, the book that you're writing?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of another thing also. Swarup Damodar.
Swarup Damodar.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense, because it's Swarup Damodar. He's always asking persons about their literature. So then he asked Jagadananda Pandit his question.
Yeah.
What is the structure? How have you, who's your Ishta Devata? How are you proceeding? What are you going to do? And how have you decided to lay out this? What is your Mangalacharan and all the structure of that? Then Jagadananda says, I just write what comes to my mind. That things can sometimes be like that.
Are you fond of that style, Maharaj?
Well, I'm doing what they call in the pot. I'm reading. I'm reading the books. And that's my interest. And we read over and over and over the books, like so many times, maybe 50 times. I figure after you hear things so many times, and sometimes we read the purports and sometimes we don't, but after you hear the things and you keep on absorbing your mind in what's going on, you might be able to get some things out of it. So, Jagadananda Pandit, he wasn't so concerned about. Now, I'm not saying that Swarup Damodar, he is the person who can so brilliantly, talk to people and ask them what they're presenting, and he's kind of like, if you can't get past Swarup Damodar, you're not getting to Mahaprabhu. But Jagadananda Pandit, he's already there. Right? Now, I'm not comparing my, reading to Jagadananda's personal association of Mahaprabhu, which is very, very deep, which we're seeing. Jagadananda Pandit, how he, yes, his way of acting is very unique, a very intimate way of relating with Mahaprabhu. But and that is, and my interest, my inspiration is, of course, I like to read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that does have a definite, sequence, Mangalachara and the explanations, the 14 verses in Sanskrit, Deshta Devata, all these things are explained very carefully in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it's far from being, unstructured. It's very, actually it is said that of all our literatures, Chaitanya Charitamrita is in a very supreme position. But we also read the Chaitanya Bhagavat. We heard the strong feelings of Vrindavan Das Thakur. If after hearing about Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, you cannot accept their mercy, then I kick you in the head. It's just a very partial and unique feeling of a follower of Nityananda Prabhu to talk like that, right? Would you say so? But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that is a special form of mercy that he's showing to people who would otherwise be oblivious and not even take notice, and then all of a sudden they're complaining about him threatening them. Then that opens up some mercy for them that they can, and Guru Maharaj said, just like someone complains about the naughty activities of a child to his parent, that then, he's a good boy, you don't worry about that. But it in the case of Vrindavan Das Thakur, it opens up a whole canal or avenue of mercy for them that they wouldn't have otherwise if he hadn't talked to them in this way or spoken to them in that way. It drew them out of their shell, so to speak. Anyway, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Janavaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Janardan Seva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jao Eche Vignana Shabista Puran Jai Gosai Jar Mui Tarana Tasamar Para Renu Mora Panchagram Tader Janana Sebi Bhakta Sanivas. Janame Janame More Abilash. Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilamas. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koryan. Hare Nam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyasta Tara Sadrashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyasta Tara Sadrashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Sigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki jai, Shri Ram Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Sri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Koladvip ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram ki jai, Ganga Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopi Govardhan, Sham Kunda Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol, Shri Sripad Bhakti Kamal Tyagi Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Shri Maharaj ki
Jai.
Ah.